Alrighty, it's Tasty Tuesday, and I would like to share with you guys my first time ever making stuffed peppers. I honestly have not looked up a recipe, have no idea what I'm doing, so enjoy this journey with me. So, I have a green pepper and a red pepper, a sweet potato and an onion, Spanish onion, quinoa, and steak. And the idea is to make something tasty in a pepper and something fun. So, I think what's going to take the longest is the sweet potato. So what I'm going to do, and before I do that, I'm going to get out I'm going to get out a pan to boil water. For 1 cup quinoa, I need 2 cups water. So, yes, 2 cups water, 1, 2, and I had a few bubbles, so, okay. So, I'm going to bring this to a boil. Back here instead. Perfect. Okay, that's going to boil. Next up, sweet potato. So, easiest way and fastest way for a sweet potato. Wrap it up in a paper towel. Get a little damp. Perfect. Put it in the microwave. Microwave. And potato. So, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the steak. Come on over here. Alright, wash the steak, wash the onion. I'm going to grab a knife. And I'm going to grab the steak. I'm going to cut it into little pieces. I bought filet mignon from Trader Joe's for this. Little pieces. You could obviously use chicken, tofu, or not cook any meat or tofu at all, and maybe, you know, just use an avocado, which would cut down your cooking time. Great. Chop this up. I'm trying to just find the lean meat. You know, if there's any fat, like that white stuff, ooh, don't use that. Bad. So, all the white stuff, I'm cutting off. No white stuff. Sometimes it's hard to get it all off, but we're going to do our best. Great. One more piece of meat. But I would probably only have red meat once a week, and I try to have it once a week. I'm low in iron. I've tried other ways to get my iron and buff it up. And for some reason my body just needs red meat. So everybody's body is different, and whatever makes you feel the best. So I'm going to take the fat, toss it, wash my hands. Wash my cutting board. Dry it off. Perfect. Alright, so yeah, that was raw meat. Get my onion out. And then I'm going to peel back. You might see me cry on camera. No. Alright, so the sweet potato should be soft now. Alright. So, peel back one more layer of that onion. And then I'm just gonna chop it up. Perfect. So you can also take a knife. Yeah. As I've mentioned, I'm not much of a chef, so I'm making a tiny bit of a mess. Flying onion everywhere. Alright, so turn the heat up on that a little bit. Next I'm going to grab just some sea salt. And some pepper. Nothing major. I mean, sticking to the basics. Remember, this is simple. I don't cook often, and it's part of, so that's perfect, the unemployment plan. Alright, so I'm going to want to warm up the pepper that we're going to stuff. So I'm going to, I don't know, I honestly have no idea, I haven't looked this up. 300, let's say. And I'm going to grab something to mix up my steak as it's cooking. Perfect. That water's not quite boiling yet. Alrighty, so great. So next up, I'm going to unwrap my sweet potato from the wet paper towel. I'm going to go ahead, cut the ends off. I'm going to then slice and kind of peel the skin off. It's a little hot. Perfect. And this, I'm probably just going to mash up into the mix. Alright, so, got our 2 peppers, get the steak going. Now the steak is getting done, I'm going to toss in the onion. Because I want my steak to not get too well done, right? I'm going to toss that in like that. Perfect. And now I'm going to cut in a circle this bell pepper. I already washed it. Alright, and then I'm going to try to pull it out. Like I said, I've never done this before. Oh, I got it. Alright, so there we have it inside, and then I'm going to wash out the seeds. Perfect. Look at it. Look how easy that was. Okay. So we have that. Now let's do the red pepper. I'd say the wider you go, the easier it is. And then I got, look, perfect, look at that. Go ahead and rinse this one out. So easy. Alrighty, mix this up. Awesome, that's boiling. I'm going to get my 1 cup of tricolor quinoa. Dump that in. Just a little bit more. Perfect. And then I'm going to get a spoon. Mix that up. Turn the heat down on my steak so it takes a little bit longer to cook. And then what I'm going to do is drain the fat of the steak. So, I'm going to grab a lid. And then I'm going to walk over here. I'm going to drain that. There we go. Perfect. You don't want that fat in there. It tastes bad. So, now I'm going to toss in my sweet potato. Oh, it's so good. I love sweet potato. Healthy, good, yummy. I'm trying to get as much of it as I can. I don't really want the skin in my stuffed potatoes, or stuffed peppers. Awesome. And I'm going to mash it around. Easy as that. Stir my quinoa. And then I'm just going to put these peppers in here. I just want them warm and just soft, just enough. Maybe putting them on a pan is a better idea, but I'm just going to put them in there like that for maybe like 3 minutes. Mix this up. I have the heat on low now so that we don't keep cooking the steak. We just want to keep this pan warm now, not cook it. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Alrighty. Steak, sweet potato, onion. Yum. We have quinoa cooking. Okay. And then we have our stuffed peppers down there. Awesome. Alrighty. So in the meantime, easiest thing to do is start cleaning up so that you have less to clean up later. It's my thing. I like having the least to clean up when all is said and done. Great, so for those who haven't heard of quinoa, I'm going to take this time to tell you a little bit about it. So, quinoa is a seed, but it's high in protein. So, and it kind of takes the place of pasta. And since it's high in protein, it's more filling, it's less calories, and overall really, really good for you. So, it's the perfect thing to add to make your meal a little bit more substantial. But a quarter of a cup is only 160 calories. So we made a cup so that I can, I'm making multiple servings of this so I can have it throughout the week. But anyway, you can get this in, there's different kinds. I get tricolor, but you can do any of them. So give it a try. Again, it's a seed, and it's high in protein, and very, very good, great replacement to make a meal a little bit more substantial if you don't want to use pasta. Alright, stir the quinoa. Let's check on our peppers. Peppers still have a little bit more time. Mix up our stuffing. So I'm already thinking, how would I do this over? Well, I'd get the quinoa going a little bit sooner, because that's kind of what we're waiting on. So I probably would have started that before, like waited for my pot to boil and then put the quinoa in before I started even the steak. Because now my steak is probably going to be a little bit done. But that's okay. First time. I want you to see my first time doing this. I'm not much of a cook. This way you can see what it would be like your first time and probably watching this. You're going to learn from me and it's going to be even better for you. What can I tell you about? So, sweet potato, steak, onion, peppers, quinoa. Again, this is a great meal. Protein, vegetables, and overall just yumminess. Let's see, just stirring away. quinoa's cooking. We're getting there. We're getting there. This meal obviously is taking a little bit longer than the other ones, but I think my one from last week. But I think the biggest thing here is that if you start the quinoa early, because it does take about 10 to 15 minutes, then everything else will come together a little bit faster. And I also think that, you know, we have multiple servings here. And once you run out of the pepper, you still have enough quinoa and steak and sweet potato and onion for other meals throughout the week. So we're making more than just one serving. Otherwise, I think the quinoa would have been done by now. The great thing about the quinoa is it just soaks up the water, so you don't have to worry about draining it. So it's just going to soak it up. Check on those peppers. Yep, they're starting to soften. We'll give the peppers 2 more minutes. The quinoa is going great. Just make sure you keep stirring so it doesn't burn. Who's ready to eat? I'm starving. One more minute for the peppers. Almost there. So it's soaking up all the water. There's barely any water left. We're getting there. Alright, let's get the peppers out. Kind of warm. Perfect. Let me get a plate. Going to get oh, and a knife? No, I think I'll use a sweet potato knife. Almost there. Try it. See if it's ready, kind of like pasta. Still very crunchy. I am getting hungry. Almost there. I just want to eat. Say one more minute. One more minute. This water is almost gone. I'll take a picture. Alright. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump quinoa into here. And then I'm going to mix this up so that we have a nice big batch of stuffing to put in the pepper. Might not be the prettiest, but I bet it's going to be tasty. Alright, so I'm going to put my peppers on here. I'm going to scoop right in there. Yum! Alright, let's do the red one. Perfect. Yum! Alrighty. So there you have it. 30 minutes total. I got plenty of leftovers. This is obviously one is for one person, or you can have two if you're really hungry. They're really healthy. And I'll probably add a glass of milk. So thanks for joining me for Tasty Tuesday and learning and watching me make stuffed peppers for the very first time with no recipe.